Tour de France 2014, transfer news, race roundup, tech of the week and sumo of the week. Welcome to the GCN News. Now in today's show we look at the Tour de France route for next year, the Tour of Hainan, the Saitama Criterium in Japan and the UCI and Superprestige Cyclo-cross races, as well as a wrap up on transfer news, tech of the week and of course tweet of the week. Now the 101st edition of the Tour de France has finally been revealed following lots of speculation. Now the route, as we all know, takes place in the UK, starting in Yorkshire, working its way south down to London before crossing the Channel to a couple of legs in northern France, and quite famously there's going to be a very interesting stage on stage 5. Now stage 5 is going to be absolutely crucial. There's 15 kilometres of cobbles over 9 different sectors. Now that is definitely going to shake up the GC for sure. Now the race then heads into the Vosges for a couple of very short, punchy, semi-mountainous stages, which have been introduced into the race by the organisation in order to shake up the GC before the riders hit the Pyrenees and the Alps, which are obviously the classic staples of the Tour de France. Now, very interesting, there's only one individual TT this year, and that's on the penultimate stage before they hit Paris, over 53 kilometres. So I think we're going to see a lot of action prior to that stage, but quite clearly it's going to be absolutely crucial and difficult perhaps for the climbers with its very long distance. Now the first ever Saitama Criterium over in Japan, presented by the Tour de France, took place the other day, with none other than yellow jersey Chris Froome taking the honours on the day, followed by green jersey winner Peter Sagan and new world champion Rui Costa, resplendent in his rainbow jersey, crossing the line in third to round out a rather spectacular podium in front of spectacular crowds. Now the Tour de France organisation have brought that race to Japan just to reflect on the popularity of the sport in that area and to essentially bring the Tour to the people. Now over in China, in the Tour of Hainan, it was Belgian who took out 9 out of 9 stages and the overall. Now Theo Bos took an incredible 6 stage wins, all in bunch sprints, but it was Marino Hofland, the young Dutchman, who took overall honours. Now the second round of the UCI Cyclo-cross championships took place in Tabor, Czechoslovakia, over the weekend. Now 22-year-old Lars van der Haar from Holland outsprinted German champion Philipp Walsleben by over a length after the pair had broken away on the second of the 9-lap race and steadily built up an unassailable lead of over half a minute. Van der Haar took the win despite a crash on lap 4 when his bike got tangled in the race fencing, but the young Dutchman kept calm to take a well-deserved win. Van der Haar leads the overall standings by virtue of his back-to-back round wins, and the podium was rounded out by Philipp Walsleben of Germany and Kevin Pauls of Sunweb and Napoleon. Now in the women's event, it was American Katie Compton from Trek who took advantage of the twisty, technical grassy conditions to hold on to a lead established early on in the race when she was put under pressure by British champion Nikki Harris to hold on to win by 7 seconds. So first was Katie Compton from Trek Cyclo-cross, second Nikki Harris from Young Telnet Fidia, and rounding out the podium was the Czechoslovakian Pavla Havlikova, also from Young Telnet. Now Belgian champion Klaas Vantornout from Sunweb and Napoleon Games took out round 1 of the Superprestige series in Ruddervoort with a strong attack on the final lap. On the last lap of 8, 3 riders were in the frame: Vantornout, world champion Sven Nys of Creelan KDL and Tom Musen of Telnet Fidia. However, when Vantornout jumped midway through the final lap, neither Musen nor Nys could respond, leaving the red, black and yellow clad national champion to solo to victory. Nys came in second at 7 seconds, while Musen rounded out the podium in third at 11 seconds. Now we spoke to race winner Klaas Vantornout exclusively for GCN last week.
Yeah, I hope also always to win, but it's not easy with the Belgian top riders. Yeah, I'm gonna see the condition is good, but not on the highest level.
Now the 6 days of Amsterdam took place last week in front of spectacular crowds, and it was the Belgian duo of Kenny de Ketele and Gijs van Hock who took the honours after an absolutely scintillating final day and a battle in the Madison which absolutely went down to the wire. And the podium was rounded out by the German-Dutch duo of Leif Lampeter and Raymond Kreder of Team Baretti. Now after 16 years in the pro peloton, German rider Andreas Kloden has decided to call it a day and spend more time with his family. Now career highlights for the German included winning Tirreno Adriatico, the Tour of Romandy, Paris-Nice, Tour of the Basque Country, as well as the national road race title, and of course famously runner-up twice in the Tour de France. Now, British 24-year-old Adam Blythe of BMC hasn't had his contract renewed for 2014, but interestingly, the young fast man has moved over to new British outfit, NFTO. And he'll join Russell Downing and Dean Downing, the famous sprinting siblings, and the team will be headed up by director sportif and former Tour de France yellow jersey wearer, none other than Sean Yates. Now, another Quintana joins Movistar. Now, Nairo Quintana's younger brother and former policeman, 21-year-old Dea Quintana, joins Movistar for 2014 and is going to definitely excel on the climbs. Has been watched by Movistar for the last couple of years. What an absolutely scintillating duo they're going to be on the climbs. Now, the GCN Strava Cycle Club has got itself 914 members. Let's have a look at the current leaderboards. Now, for distance, we've got Daniel Bailey with 901.4 Ks, and the longest ride is Tyson Beswick with 253.9 Ks. Now, that's a long one. Now, for climbing, it's Mark C with 13,974 kilometers of elevation. Now, if you haven't already joined our Strava club, head directly to Strava and type in GCN and join right now. Now, the bit of tech that literally took our eye this week is the Flare from Provis. Very interesting bit of kit. Now, the versatile design allows the product to be attached to bags or clothing. Now, it includes a steady and blinking function for an omnidirectional bike light, which means it can be seen through over 180 degrees. It's also visible for over 300 meters, has up to 20 times more illuminated surface area than regular rear lights, and an incredible 75 hours burn time, and it's powered by 2 AAA batteries. Now, GCN's Climb of the Week. We have a photo album on Facebook, but our favourite entry was Michael Goldthwaite Shoemaker at around 3,000 metres, 50 kilometres into the 80 kilometre Alto de Letras in Colombia. Now, we'll be sending Michael one of our very rare GCN bottles. Now, I hope you didn't miss our rather light-hearted video, how to cafe stop like a pro. Welcome to GCN's Cafe Stop Like a Pro. Now, we want to see your coolest cafe destination, so please post us your stills and videos up onto Facebook, and again, the best ones will receive one of those coveted GCN bidons. Now, tweet of the week comes from Tour de France winner Chris Froome. Now, he was over at the Saitama Tour de France Criterium and had a go at sumo, and his tweet was, "My sumo experience. Not sure I have quite the right build for this. Hashtag Japan." Definitely needs to put on a few pounds there. Now, thanks again for watching, and remember, please leave your comments down below, and if you like it, like it. And until then, we'll see you next week. I thought you were going to bring a wig in.
That seems like a lot of information to look for, but it's all interlinked, and before long, one quick glance will give you all the information you need. You should be scanning the road in front of you anyway, but it's particularly important